Welcome to We're All Just Faking It. This is episode 47. Today we're talking about AI and automation in both personal life and work. With us today, we have Dana, Braylon, Blaze, and myself, Steph. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Did we invite Siri?
Yes, always.
Mine's going to start answering me. I better stop.
Yeah.
Did anyone fake it last week?
I feel like I'm just in a constant state of faking it, so
Are you
that's
fully
how
back
my
to
life is.
office?
No, I mean, kind of. I'm like 3 days a week, but I've been 3 days a week for the last 2 months, so kind of.
It's rough.
I feel for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not fun. It definitely sucks. Don't
Your office
recommend.
is beautiful though.
It is. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
If
all these
they
floor-to-ceiling
I didn't even see
windows.
the sun. If they put me in our other office that's right down the road, I would have raised hell. It's so bad.
I can believe that. Is it beautiful or is it sterile? Big difference.
Both.
Okay.
It's got
I like
floor-to-ceiling
beautiful.
windows throughout.
I don't like sterile.
Beautiful trees outside.
Well, what would you define as sterile?
Like
White.
there's
clean.
nobody there. There's just a fake plant. It looks kind of empty that they just threw up some little fake cactus on a
not well
security
decorated.
wall.
Is that what you
Yeah, it
mean?
doesn't feel like it's lived in or worked
I
in.
would
No one
say
took care.
I don't really think mine is super sterile. A little bit, but not fully.
Just we feel like you have to be quiet because it's so quiet in there.
Well,
I want to be comfy in my office.
the
I want to show
people-
off. This is where I work.
the people right behind me are super loud, so I guess I
Okay.
don't really feel that way.
My last office was a little bit sterile. You didn't feel comfortable walking around the hallways. It's just hurry up and get out of the building.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the day. It's not too bad though.
3 days is not terrible though.
I can
Yeah.
never work remotely, but when our head office came back, it was so noisy all of a sudden because you can literally hear them on their Teams calls, but they're one person's here on the Teams call, one person's here on the and I can hear them talking in stereo, and I'm just so I can understand, Blaze, that it must be absolute hell when people are super loud. You're trying to have a meeting.
Sit in the same office. I don't get that. If there's 2 or more people in the same building on the same call, use the conference room.
Yeah, we have a
Literally the
shit ton
point.
of conference rooms.
To be fair, we have 4, but they're being used because we're literally building we're building a wall between our repair center and our head office, and we're also building a new reception area, so it's just really loud, so everyone gets to be put in a conference room except for the people who are doing repairs and logistics, and it's great because they're literally making so much noise right next to me, and I really struggle with noise, both as an autistic person and also as someone who struggles with migraines, and I'm just there sitting at my desk with my loops in this is hell. This is actual hell right now.
You would
Being
like
quiet
my
is
office
fine.
because although there might be people that are kind of loud, the ceilings are super high, so it's never that loud.
Nice.
You need to take it to the next level and get yourself some AirPods with noise control, and then you can put in water sounds or rain. And when I was on vacation, we had 2 little kids there and they were just a lot sometimes, and so I would just put in my AirPods and put on rain noise or something, and then I would be everything is better now.
I was looking into some because I don't like having headphones. I like having the inner ear ones. And I was having a look, but the reviews for other ones I was looking for weren't that great. So I'll have to remember the
actual AirPod Pro is they're the earbud is squishy, just like the loop too, so it doesn't hurt you after a while. The original AirPods were plastic, and those things, if you leave those in all day, your ears are sore.
Yes,
That's funny. I actually hate the squishy tips.
Do you?
I normally
hate
do.
them.
I do like them on the
ears
loops though. I mean, they do
Yeah.
still hurt my ears on the loops
A little
actually.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
can't
have
wear
little
loops
ear canals.
for hours and hours and hours.
Just got
You
little
get
ear
sore.
holes, So it's got to be
Yeah,
like
I've
a
only
level
got
2.
small ears, to be fair.
They
like,
do have different little heads
Just
you can put on.
any of them I've ever
Yeah.
had to put in my ears have never been comfortable for me. I have
Same.
yet to find a pair. So that's why I end up doing like the big over the head ones.
I do love the big
And it's
ones.
like
I
I
feel
replace
like
my cuffs.
But you
when
can't
I
like wear these at work. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like it's
can.
different. I don't
Oh
know.
no, I
Yeah.
100% bring these to work. I don't give a fuck. Leave me alone. I have headphones on. Why are you talking to me?
I feel like with my loops though, when I put them in, I feel like when you know your ears need to pop, I feel like I have that feeling
Yes.
with them in.
Yes, that's what happens when I wear the noise canceling on the airplane. I like keep yawning because I think that my ears are plugged, and then I take them out and I'm like, "Oh, no, it's
It's
just
just
because I
the
can't hear." So it like
Yes.
gives
so
you that
weird.
feeling.
Hard
Yeah.
candy or chewing gum will get rid of that sensation even with headphones on.
I just yawn a lot and then I can like pop them on my
I just
own.
deal with it. I didn't know there was a way to not deal with it, to be fair.
Yeah,
Now
if
I know, I'm like,
if they're
brilliant.
actually clogged, you can like yawn, and if you yawn a bunch, it will like unpop them. But
Absolutely.
now I'm thinking about yawning. My
And
brain
I'm trying not
literally
to
wanted to
yawn.
yawn. My brain was like, it gave me the mini feeling of yawning. That's so funny.
You guys ever mess with your pets and just like fake yawn just to see them real yawn?
Yes,
They literally
yes.
can't help it. I
Yeah,
love
apparently
it.
you
I
can do
it
that
to
with
the dog
babies
all the
too.
time. Oh yeah, I do it to
Yeah.
the dog all the time. I'll do it like 3 times in a row and he'll get mad at you.
Oh,
Oh, bless
This will get
him.
so frustrated.
That's so funny. I see Butters behind you. She's all
not you guys
snuggly.
yawning now.
I know, I'm
Oh,
so
shut
sorry.
up.
Literally, my brain just like.
I mean, and look at this just like fluff of angels.
So
baby.
cute.
Ah, she's
So
killing me.
adorable.
Hey, so AI. I forgot what we were
Oh,
talking
wait,
about.
has
today.
Oh, did anyone
said how
fake
they
it?
fake it?
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm living. Yeah, no, life is life. So we're showing up, we're doing the damn thing, and what's great is no one knows. Like, I don't feel like I'm faking it so much these days because nobody knows what's going on because I don't have to leave my house. It's amazing. I don't have to fake it as much. I just, struggle.
I
I
don't
don't know how to
know
struggle.
if I faked it last week. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
at a
kind of
place in
your
my
week.
life where I don't have to fake it a lot right now.
That's really nice.
It's
Must be
been
nice. No,
it
I'm
has
kidding,
been
but
nice. Like
Yourself,
nice.
you can
Who is
bond.
she?
it's
You just got
been
having some time off though,
very
so
nice.
Yeah,
little
Yeah.
bit
you've
of
been
time
like
off.
having some time away,
I
right?
did. I went on trips, and honestly, that was like the biggest like, okay, going on a trip, like a really long flight. I was on a red eye. I definitely faked it to be like, everything is fine. This is fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm gonna sleep on the plane. I didn't. But I went into it very like optimistic, and then
It'll be
the whole trip
fun.
was great, but the
Okay.
flight was not fun. Yeah. I would say
I-
that's my most recent fake it.
I'm sorry, because it's just like it's gonna end, but you're gonna be really uncomfortable the entire
Yes.
time.
Yep.
Just-
I also asked the lady if I could board early with priority because I like wanted to put on like my back brace and like my neck brace and stuff since I was going to be sitting for a while, and I had my plushie with me, and the gate attendant goes, "Oh, do you have a little one with you?" And I was just like, "No, it's
Aw.
it's just
Yes.
me."
Me, I'm the little one.
But she did let me board early, and it was really nice. I got on the plane. I had enough room to like stand in the aisle and put on all my braces. Like nobody was behind me. Nobody was like,
Heck
"Okay,
yeah.
come on." Like, because when you're getting on a plane, everybody's like in a line, and you got to like
Yeah.
put your suitcase up and like quickly get in your seat because there's 100 people behind you who also want to get in their seat. So that was really nice. It was very
That's
like
so
stress
smart,
free.
though. I like get in my seat and then I stand there like awkwardly stooped and then try to put all my shit on. I never
Yeah.
thought about just doing it in the aisle because for that
Well,
reason,
just
there's no one
ask for
behind you.
priority. Yeah, you don't really have to have a reason either. I feel like if you were just like, "Hey, I have an invisible disability and I need priority to like get my stuff settled," like she was like, "Yeah, no problem. Just come up when we call
Yeah,
early
just be
boarding."
nice about it. I'm
I was
sure.
like,
I don't
"Cool."
Yeah.
usually fly alone.
I feel like if you're nice about things as well, people are much more likely to
Oh,
help
yeah.
you.
I so agree.
Also, I flew a new airline. It's called Breeze. At least it was new to Phoenix. And I swear everybody that was working there was a Gen Z. So they were all like really, really nice, like really, really sweet. Normally, gate agents are sometimes like a little salty,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
like even
they've
flight attendants can be
been
kind of
through it.
salty.
Yep.
And these kids were like all new and they were so nice. And like, I was like, oh, this is great. Good
I
vibes.
I hope that's not like a give it time situation, because think about how fucking gross people are on airplanes. Like, just all human decency goes out the
Especially a
window with
budget
hotels and airlines.
airline. Like, you're not getting like good people to fly with probably. Also, my flight came to exactly $333. So that made me
That's
really
not
happy
bad.
because that's my special angel number. So when I saw that, I was like,
Oh,
333. Oh, this is gonna be a great trip. Great
Pretty great
flight.
trip.
It's gonna be fine.
Would I prefer 222? Maybe.
Yeah, see, everybody has their favorite, but
No,
I
like
thought that was funny.
price.
Oh yeah, I would have preferred 222 as a prize, yes.
yeah.
But flying
Oh,
across the
111.
entire United States, like I literally went from coast to coast basically. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about what I'd pay for like a Chicago to Phoenix ticket or Chicago to California.
Yeah,
Not
it wasn't
reasonable.
terrible. So yeah. But overall the trip was great. I had so much fun. Very good
Love it.
time.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been very
Dana
quiet without you.
or Steph?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm big chilling on my side. It's all gonna
Oh
work
yeah,
out in
you
the
did
end.
answer.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna
Hmm.
be fine.
So yeah, I actually faked it, and I'm gonna say the last 2 weeks because I had two different things I faked it on. So not this week that we've just like had, but the week before, I smacked my head against the door frame of our stationery cupboard at work, like very hard, like just went straight into it.
Ow.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. So then I had a
Ow.
headache, obviously. And then I felt like really like weak, like my arms felt really weak, and like I just felt like really like ugh, and like disorientated as well. And then I kind of didn't do anything. It was on the Tuesday, and I was just like I came home. I like put like a cooling pack on my head. I came home, and then I like did the movie night because of course I am gonna like stay consistent with everything. And then Wednesday I still felt a bit like weird, and my friends were like, you should maybe like get yourself checked out. So I ended up booking with my doctor, and at first they were all full, which is not really that unusual in the UK, but they actually had a cancellation while I was on the phone, so they put me in for 4 o'clock that day. So we got there and they did some tests and I was fine, but I had to go to the doctors, which is not fun. And I took my weighted stitch plushie with me because he goes everywhere with me when I have to go to like medical places or the dentist and stuff. And then this week on Wednesday, I had to go to the dentist for a hygienist cleaning. And I was really nervous because I'm always nervous for the dentist because I have quite a big fear, like a phobia of the dentist. Even though like I know my hygienist is really nice, I get the same one every time. She's lovely. Everyone knows me there because I take my weighted stitch plushie with me, so it's quite hard to forget me. But their toilet was out of order, and I like had to bother them to take me to their staff one, which like was really far away. And then I was like I couldn't go because she was like right outside the door. And I was like, this is hell. This is actual hell. And then they were late getting me, so I was in the waiting room. I hate being in the waiting room because I just stress. But then actually it was
Feel
like really
them.
quick. It went really quickly, and they were like, "You've done really well with your teeth," which was really nice because it's something I struggle with a lot with my depression and stuff. So that was nice to hear. So it ended up going a lot better than I thought it would. So I did fake it, but then actually it was okay in the end.
It's all gonna work out. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I find that's how it all like usually goes most times.
Yeah.
When I'm like worrying about something, it always ends up like the worry was worse than the thing itself.
And then I always try and remind myself that like in an hour all of this will be over, so it doesn't matter. Like I'll be doing something else in an hour.
I do that with my trips. I'm like, before you know it, you're gonna be home in your bed. And then like
Yeah.
the next thing I know, I'm like home from the trip in my bed. And I'm like, that was so fast. Like
Ooh,
it's so
Same.
crazy.
Same.
Especially
Maybe
if I have
I
like a
get through it.
long a long travel day, like if it's like a whole day multi-flight thing, I'm like, look, in the morning, I'll be like, before you know it, you're going to be at home and you're going to be like, wow, that was so fast. And then I feel like it really does help somehow.
I always
There's
feel
a
like those
quote on that.
transitions are really weird though. Like when you get home, you think like in the morning I was literally in a whole other
Okay,
place and
that's
now I'm here.
crazy for me
Yes. It
too.
blows my
Yes.
mind.
Yeah,
Like
every
like a few
time.
hours ago, I was completely somewhere else.
And
It's
like
so
when I go see
trippy.
my grandparents, for instance, I'm not a different person there, but I feel like I have different things going through my head. Like I'm not worried about work or like doing uni work because I'm not in a place where I can. And it's so weird because like I'll come home and then I'll be like, wow, I'm like thinking about all these things I was not thinking about this morning, and like now I'm here in my room, and earlier I was in my grandparents' living room, and now like, it's just so weird to me. It's
It
like
is trippy.
so trippy when you like in the morning you were somewhere, and now in the afternoon or evening you're somewhere else. I'm just like, I don't know. It's like one of those things that always gets me.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I feel that. So yeah, last week was a doozy for many of us. Another week on the books. AI. Guys, what do you think about AI?
I love it. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love it so much because it helps me, but I also hate how like how much resources it uses. So it's like a love-hate relationship.
I'm kind of similar. I think I like that I use it to help me in different ways, but I do feel like maybe it shouldn't be everywhere that it is, and I feel like there's not like enough restrictions on it, and it kind of scares me a little, excuse me, a little bit when I see kind of not the future of AI, but like every day or every week it feels like there's a new thing that AI is doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with it because, like, I think it's a powerful tool, but like Dana said, there needs to be more regulation on it. And I also don't think that it should be in every single job. Like, I went to Taco Bell the other day, and this one actually made sense to me, but I was in the drive-through, and actually, this was like a month ago, now that I'm thinking about it. But I went through the drive-through, and it was an AI that answered.
I thought it was a person.
I was
And growing up,
surprised.
he was like rude, and I was like, "Why are you being rude?" He's like, "Stephanie, it's AI. Like no one
Yeah.
gives." I thought that was like just a
It
Really?
recording.
honestly, it worked so fucking well that I was
Yeah.
impressed because Reagan and I made like substitutions and stuff like that just to see like if it would do it, and it did. It was
See,
really
The one over
good.
here by me uses
I
AI.
feel like when AI first came about, people were using it to create like art and like write stuff.
I
And I
don't
feel
like
like
it.
we should focus on helping it, like utilizing it to work less so people can make more art.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. I
like
don't want
don't
AI
use the
making my art
AI
for
to
me.
make the art, but use the
Yes.
AI to do our administrative things so that people have more time to make art.
Completely
I
agree.
completely agree.
Agreed.
That also makes me think of, so they have been using AI in like programming because programming is pretty like black and white. But where I have a problem with it is not it doing the programming, but like because it's doing like super low level programming, that means that there's like the market for programmers, specifically like new to the field, is very low because they're utilizing AI instead. But that means there's a huge market of programmers that now can't find a job
They have
because it's like they're replacing the low level
yeah.
jobs.
There will be adjustment periods for sure with like what happens with jobs and stuff. I think that like somebody's going to still have to manage the AI. You still have to have people who can
Yeah.
prompt it. Like you still have to understand how to code in order, at least for now.
To train
It's just
them.
hard.
Yeah.
It raises the level, right, of that minimum level of education or
Yes.
experience or skill that you need to have to enter an industry.
Yeah.
It's like calculators. People didn't have to do long form division anymore on paper. It's
Yeah, that's true.
lots of entry
It can
level
do it for
interns,
you.
right? We're doing that kind of grunt work. So it'll for sure evolve with it. See, now I definitely agree, Braylon, on like let's do less art with AI and more like administrative bullshit. Let's
Mhm.
actually talk about Google for just 1 second. Small pain point that I have in life. GA4 is a flaming pile of hot garbage. Why the fuck is Google Googling things for me and there's not an AI assistant in GA4 to teach me how to navigate that dumb platform? What happened, Google? What
Bing,
happened?
on the other hand, I'm going to sound like a boomer right now because who uses Bing besides old people? But their search and AI is like knocks it out of the park compared to Google.
Does
Like I
it?
almost don't use Google anymore at all. I'm pretty much exclusively Bing. And it's like, yeah, when I use Google, I'm like, where is the answer? Like, this is it just, yeah, I don't love
I'm
it.
not keen on Google when it comes up with the AI answer for things because sometimes I'm searching for like a medical like when I hit my head, obviously I was searching for like actual like NHS stuff,
Yeah.
not AI telling me like some random stuff that and then they're like, oh, but for medical stuff this may not be accurate. And I'm like, then why the fuck is it here?
Oh
Why
yeah,
why
totally
is this
disclaimer.
why is this come up at all? Like I just don't get it.
Disclaimer
And you can't
language.
I don't know if you can turn it off or not, but I haven't seemed to like find how to turn it off.
I don't think you can turn it off. It has come in handy once in a while if I'm looking for like specific information about a company, it'll populate the AI answer right there at the top and I don't have to click through a bunch of links. But I also can just do that in ChatGPT. And then I
Also,
usually
it's
do
not always
because I get a more
accurate.
thorough
Like
answer.
everyone uses AI and then like the, there's no sources and if you do
They
ask
have
sources, they can make up the sources like
They have large language models have very high hallucination rates,
Oh
which
yes.
means that they just make
Yep.
stuff up.
All the
And
time. I'm like, it literally doesn't say that. Why would you
yeah,
tell me that? And it's like, oh, Steph, you're right. I made a mistake. I'm like, you're not allowed to make a mistake. You're a
yes.
computer. Get your shit together.
But it
Yeah.
is, yes. And it's also not fully up to date. I think the last that I knew ChatGPT was like September of 2022 was the furthest data that it had. So if you're asking it about anything that happened in like the last year or two, it just doesn't have that information. It's not like it's accessing all of the internet all at once. It has like its own brain that they do like uploads on every now
Yeah.
and then.
but I feel like if Google is using AI and Google has all this information on it then the Google AI should be up to date and it
Yes.
should
But
be
there's
It
a
might be up
lot
to
of
date,
misinformation
but it's
on
still
the
going to make
internet.
stuff up.
yeah,
You
exactly
can
Yeah.
like
put
I just
whatever you want on the internet. You can literally search the internet for any side of any narrative and get
And
a
you'll
very
find it.
thorough answer. Very
Yeah.
thorough.
I'm gonna
that's
be
what
real
worries
though.
me.
Google is a major corporation, and if it's anything like mine, you would be appalled by how behind everything is.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't doubt that.
Tape and a
Drives me
couple of rubber
insane.
bands, man.
I mean, like seriously.
It's like the TikTok I saw for like securing job security and AI, and he cut the Ethernet cable and then taped it back up and then plugged it in with the sign that says "Do not unplug." And it's like, there you go. If they ever need me, I know what to do.
Yeah.
Ay, ay,
I
ay.
I definitely don't I don't like that it's in everything. There is some things that should not have it, but then there are things that are fun like on Duolingo, you can have like a video chat with like one of their little characters and they'll speak the language to you and it's like not scripted.
See,
So you
that's
can have
so
like a
cool.
real conversation with someone in a different language and like to help you practice. Like that's super awesome. That's like a great use of AI for me. And I'm like,
Mhm.
this is awesome.
I saw that they're using AI to like create like animated films and stuff now.
Yeah,
I
Um
hate
and
that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why? Why
they're
are we
all over
using
TikTok.
AI? Like you said, why are we using AI for art and like creativeness? Who's gonna want to watch that?
I
Like,
Although
mean, It does
I
open a barrier though for people that don't have the skill
if
set
think
but have that creative mind that want to do
if you
creation,
want to
but
like
like
build a
they
video
don't
game
have
by yourself,
Yeah,
the
if it's a
ability
you
to
could
personal
do
build
it.
thing,
go through the
Yeah.
fair enough.
journey.
But if you're doing it as a
If it's like a
huge
big studio or
corporation
yes,
studio
I
and you're using
agree.
AI, you could just literally be hiring creative minds that
People,
could create that.
See
yes.
now,
I'm totally with
time
you on that.
it's okay, so I had this conversation with someone on LinkedIn recently, and I don't know if you watch like the latest like Adobe whatever, the keynote, whatever they call it,
No.
but they have a feature now in Adobe products where you can take a single flyer and use AI within Adobe to resize it into whatever size
Oh
that
yeah,
you
Canvas
want
had that
based
for
on
forever.
composition.
Yeah.
Forget that. That being said, though, there are corporations that literally hire entry level people to redo those ads for them. So it's a give and take. Like as someone that would hire someone in that role, am I still going to hire the person? Yeah, probably. But in my head, that makes their job 10 times easier so they can do other shit.
But realistically, how many people are going to know that exists? And then the person doing the lower level job knows how to do it, and they're just making their lives easier and giving themselves less work. And maybe people don't even know.
So
Good for
much
them.
stuff that I do for my clients, I use AI. I had a client that asked me to make a website for her, and I used the GoDaddy AI website builder. I
Nice.
kid you
That's
not.
nice.
It took me 30 minutes and I had a full website up with personalized copy and text. And then the only reason that I like to use Midjourney, which is AI image creation, is it's really good at making stock photography. And like you can have it create any kind of stock photography that you want. So I filled their whole website with like photos that fit their company and like stuff because they didn't have like good pictures of their staff or their drivers. And it was it was great. So I'm like, I'm somebody who can't normally build a website, but I was like boop 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 boop, and it was ready. It was ready to go.
One of my clients is an AI client. It's an AI butt tender for dispensaries. So we use a lot of AI. We embrace AI. I'm doing a presentation with them for generative AI and how we can use it more in our roles to make things more efficient and do more with less.
Yeah, I think really it's like removing that lower level of administrative stuff, that then you can like spend more of your time and brain on like things that require critical thinking and like creative
I go.
projects and stuff like that because you're not tied up by like answering your emails and writing job descriptions and yeah.
Yeah, definitely still read what's coming out of those. I've gotten some hot garbage out of ChatGPT. I'm like, what happened?
Oh yeah. Yes. I feel like if you use AI a lot, you can immediately pinpoint when other people are using AI to especially to write. Like it's like you're like, "Oh."
I look at some of my earlier things that I posted out on LinkedIn. I'm like, ooh, a little bit too AI on that one, Steph. You might want to update that. I never thought of like Alexa or Siri being AI, honestly. I don't know why. It just never in my mind occurred that that's
Yeah, like I feel
AI.
like we got
Really?
Siri way before we had AI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, really. I
I
never
never
thought
thought
it was
about
like
that either.
never
I
considered it
did.
like
I
AI.
don't know why, but I did.
Yeah, I feel like when Siri was out, like I didn't really know much about AI in general, so like I never would have made that connection. Like,
And Siri kind of sucks. Like I
Yes,
don't know
Siri
when we're
Siri
does
does
getting the
suck.
suck.
Apple like AI update. Like she's going to be better, but you ask her questions sometimes and she's like, "I don't know." And you're like, "Oh, that's cool."
that's great.
She
Don't
has
worry
been a
then.
little bit better though with the Google AI because now she reads the top answer on the Google AI instead of the top answer for the first listing on Google or Safari, whatever she's using.
Yeah.
What about automation? I don't feel like I do a lot of automation so much as I have just like I use ChatGPT the most. I really
Me
do. I don't
too.
really use a lot of AI tools.
That's my most used as well.
Mm.
But I love to use it for like make me a presentation, create this PDF, take this data and compile it into a chart for me and then put it in a document that I can download.
What are you using for presentations?
Like for clients and stuff, I will have it
Yeah,
like make me all of the content and then I will just edit the design and
okay.
it's
So you
great.
you make the presentation. I'm doing a webinar on Para in like a month and I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, it makes it for me. You just tell it to make you a PowerPoint file and what you want in it, and it will make a PowerPoint file for you, and then you
ChatGPT
just
can do
download it.
this?
Yes, I do it
Shut
all the
the fuck
time.
up.
It's not pretty. It's just black and white
That's
when it comes
okay.
out,
That's okay.
But I just go in and apply like a design thing and then make some tweaks to the size of the text and
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, if I ever like, okay, if you ever have something like a long text and you have to like format it into a document, like with bullets and like, like make it look nice, I just pop the text in there and I tell it what I want it to do. And then I'm like, please make it a Word file that I can download. And it's like, boop, boop, boop. Here's your Word file. Because sometimes I just don't want to type all this stuff out.
That's crazy.
It's when I first figured out that it could make a presentation, like I was like, I'm just gonna try and see what happens. I was
I
like,
apparently don't know how to use ChatGPT. I'm doing this
it
right
like blew my
now.
mind. It was so crazy. I think you do have to be on the paid version though.
I am, yeah, I pay. I also lack the time to go and do like this independent research on like what can ChatGPT do? Like what am I missing in it?
Yeah. I also love to send it pictures. Like my clients love to just like screenshot stuff and send it to me, like a whole email. They'll screenshot it and be like, "Hey," and then like send me a task. So I just pop the screenshot in there and I'm like, "Can you
Yeah,
please transcribe this for me because I'm not about to like copy
all
and
the time.
retype this."
Dude,
Yeah.
ChatGPT does not know how to randomize. If you ask it to randomize a list of words, it does not know what the fuck that means.
Really? I feel like that's
Yes.
against its programming.
I thought that would be an easy thing to do. So I even was like, okay, can you do it with numbers? And then I can just assign numbers to it and then scramble those in like Excel and it like does repetition. It adds like letters and like other numbers to it. It's like, what are you doing?
See, I think there will always be people who need to help with the AI. So, like, we may lose some jobs with AI, but I feel like we are also going to gain jobs out of it because there will be people who need to manage it and learn how to run it. And, like,
It's more of the like, I don't want to say displacement rate, but like rate
yeah,
to fix it.
yeah, it's higher.
Yeah.
Automation, though, I feel like the only things I really do is um, like in Notion or like
Hmm.
my Gumroad is connected to my ConvertKit and like I have email automations, but
Yes.
that's like I don't use anything for my personal life that's automated besides like in my Notion I hit a button. That's kind of automation.
I've started using Notion automations a little bit more specifically, but I don't know if that's necessarily AI driven.
I'm
I
sure.
have a
Yeah, I
I
don't know
have a
either.
GPT for essentially everything. Like I'm looking through it. I have one for my own brand voice, like my personal brand voice. I have an entire I bought a camera. I have an entire GPT just for teaching me how to use that camera. Um I made a tarot GPT so I can do my own tarot readings for my morning pages. I write a fuck ton of social copy in here, and then I also use it in an art aspect for helping to conceptualize ideas. It's like my brainstorming hub. Like it's my little team. Like, hey guys, we need to make a design. This is what we're gonna do with it. What are your ideas? What are we doing?
That's so hysterical and I love that. You like think of it like a little team.
It is. It's my team. It's why I don't have a VA yet. I've just been using this. Dana, you were
That's
talking
funny.
about one that transcribes tutorials. Like actually you had a ton in our notes. You have a lot of AI ID like tools. I haven't heard of half of these.
Yeah, so I use so in the UK there's this thing called disabled student allowance, I think it's called, and um you have to get like assessed and then you talk to them and they see what like will be useful for you. And so I have this software called Glean, and that I like put my slides in for the tutorial, and then I record the tutorial and like move the slides with each part, and then at the end I just like transcribe it into like everything that they've said into words. So I have that, but I also have like there's also a text box where I can write up notes as well at the same time that is into each bit, so it like shows what slide it was on that I wrote those notes for, but also what part of the person talking as well. It's really really helpful because I'll be honest, there's some days where I'm in a tutorial and I'm not paying attention because I have a really bad migraine or I feel like shit, and I can just go back to it at any point and it's all a lot easier. I also have
Like for your
Speechify.
lessons?
Yeah, like a tutorial.
For
where they
school?
just like, yeah, for university.
If you're listening to this, go Google Glean and go look at their website. Dana, I don't have time for this today. I cannot spend an entire day looking at AI tools. I have other shit to do.
Yeah, I really recommend that one. I use Speechify as like a browse, like you know, Google has like the browser extensions. I use that so that I can, like, if I'm doing like if I'm looking at one of my study weeks for university and I'm just reading it is not going in for me, then I'll use it to read aloud the information to me so I can listen to it rather than read it. Same with the textbooks. I have like the PDF versions of the textbooks, like for each chapter, and then I can get Speechify to like read it aloud for me, as well, which is really helpful.
I recently just got the Plod AI device, which is like a little credit card sized recorder. And I love it because I can be in a meeting and I don't have to take notes. It's
I want one of
fantastic.
those.
It listens to the meeting, it transcribes everything, it tells you who is talking, it takes down action items. It like is fabulous, and it's just like a little app on my phone that connects to the device. You can even put it on the back of your phone. It has like a MagSafe case, and it will do
Nice.
your phone calls. You can
Oh,
record your
See,
phone calls.
I need that because I use Tactic and I put all of my transcripts at the bottom of my meeting minutes in Notion. And then I have like a very comprehensive database of everything. Like
Yeah.
I literally asked Notion AI the other day, which I'm probably going to cancel now that I found Glean and that connects to Notion. Thank you, Dana. Because Notion AI has been honestly kind of disappointing for me.
I
It's kind of
agree.
hit and miss,
Mhm.
and it's like okay for formulas, but also ChatGPT has been getting a lot better about that once I tell it it's for Notion and give it the language. But I asked Notion AI the other day, I'm like, tell me the mix of local versus tourist traffic for this one dispensary that I'm working with, and it popped it right out. I'm like, that's amazing. It's been making shit up lately though, and it's just not worth it.
I also use Dragon Naturally Speaking, and that is a speech to text software. So if I don't feel like typing up my essay, or I'm just want to talk stuff out, then I can literally use it to speak everything out, and then I can go, huh, okay, I can use some of this for my essay now. You know, and
Is
so
it
I
that
bad that
really
am
I'm
helps as
kind of
well.
mad that like that stuff wasn't around when I was finishing
right.
college?
It could have been. It's just
I'm
like if you
so
didn't
glad it
know that you
wasn't.
needed those, like, I don't know. I didn't know in my first year that I was able to go for DSA and get help. Like I have anxiety, because I've not been diagnosed with ADHD and autism yet. So I just went with my anxiety diagnosis, and because we talked everything through and I talked about what I struggle with and stuff, those are the things that were like recommended to me, and I was like really like grateful. Um because I get it all for free through that
I
program.
used the hell out of my disability resource center in college. Like I got so many perks from working with them. It was like the best thing ever. But I'm sure they have way more accommodations now. They probably have way more options. They're probably like, "Oh, here's free software that you can use similar to that."
Yeah, I
Whereas
think
I
as well, if there's any kind of disability or mental health illness that you have, definitely look into if you can get any help, like whether that's at work or at university or like whatever, because like you literally don't know if you don't ask or you don't look into it, you know? You could
I
be
am really
Mhm.
struggling
glad
when
this
you could
stuff
get
wasn't
help.
available though. Like growing up, it is so important that you gain the skills to actually be able like to I would not be successful using AI if I didn't have a good idea of how to edit content. And it's kids growing up, this is what they have as examples on the internet. It's very short years that we have before we can't tell the difference between what is real and what is not.
we're
Already we
already
have that
getting
on the
close.
internet.
Yeah, we're
Like
all
social
ready.
media, insanity. I'm glad I quit Facebook like 10 years ago because holy shit, Facebook is a cesspool right now.
Those
The
like
AI photo,
deep
it's a
fake
whole
things
rabbit hole.
really worry me. The deep fake videos, the fact that if
Yeah.
you answer a phone call and you say hello or something, they can take your voice and call
Yes.
someone
I
and use your
hate
voice.
that.
Like what the fuck? Why is that something that AI is doing now?
We should be
Yeah, why
especially
is that?
worried as podcast hosts because we have so many hours of us talking on the
Oh
internet
my
that
gosh,
it's
yeah.
like
Content
that's why
creators?
people always do like AI voices of like Trump or Biden or Joe Rogan or Barack, because like those people have hundreds of thousands of hours of them talking on the internet that they can make it like really realistic. You ever come across a voiceover that's like definitely Joe Rogan, but it's like definitely not him, and you're just like, what
Yes.
is going on
Notice?
right now?
I don't notice any of that. Like,
It really
just
scares me. That part of AI really scares me because we're using it for scams to scam people and to do
Yes.
like revenge
Scammers
porn
always
and
gonna
things. And
scam.
it's just like, it terrifies me. Like, someone had it where they got a call and they were like, their daughter, whatever, was saying, like,
Yeah, that's a
help, I've been
popular scam.
kidnapped. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
You just gotta hang up and call them back yourself if you
Yeah.
ever feel fishy. But yeah,
I
that is
also
like
just ignore every single call that I get unless it's like a number in my phone. I figure if it's someone I actually know, they'll leave a voicemail if
The
it's
you're
thing
that
is,
lucky
important.
you're
'cause
not the intended person to be scammed, though. Like, we aren't the people that are
Exactly.
going to get scammed. It's our elderly parents or grandparents or like,
I mean, I've been
so-
scammed before, but that's beside the point.
you're lucky because I get all my inbound phone calls for work on my phone, so I have to answer my phone every single time it rings, no matter if it's a number I don't know, because 9 times out of 10 it's somebody calling for work.
Yeah.
So,
Apple's pretty good about the suspected spam.
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I
if
don't answer
I
those.
Yeah,
recognize if
Google
I'm
is
getting a phone call, maybe it doesn't apply for you guys, but my area code is for Illinois, and I know that if I'm getting an Illinois phone call from that area code, it's probably spam, or if it's too close to my phone number, it's definitely spam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I get a phone call from like where my phone number is from, I automatically assume it's spam.
Because I work in Arizona. Most people that call me are in Arizona, or there's been email communication prior if it's like a potential client in another state. Very
Yeah.
few people cold call me like that. Thank God.
That
I
is
saw this
nice.
thing that said, like, if you get a call and you like answer it and then don't say it, like, literally a single thing, and then like eventually they'll hang up on you and they'll like put it as like an inactive number or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've done that a couple times and they're just like, there's nothing on their end, there's nothing on my end, and I just hang up.
Sometimes you pick up the phone and it goes beep, and then you know it's a robocall
Yeah, it's
because
a
they like,
robocall.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'll just hang up.
What
Yeah.
about in y'all's personal life? Like I have no shame. I have a therapy GPT. I have a friend GPT that I ask and I just bother with like you guys don't have a group text with me that you get 1,000,005 messages and memes a day because it all goes into ChatGPT. So you're welcome.
But we love the group chat.
I would prefer that. Like, I don't like talk to many people in DMs anymore.
I have another
Yeah, I
group
would
chat
prefer
and I had a
a
little bit of
group
time
chat.
one day and I took the day off and we went to Flagstaff and I realized that I texted them 8 times in a row with no reply answer. I'm like, y'all need to stop me because I have time and this is the time that I'm using that for.
Yeah, I would respond.
Same, I would too.
I would like
Getting
100%
busy.
respond. Oh my goodness. I use, and it's not so much in my personal life, I use it mainly at work, but Goblin Tools. All the time I get it to judge how I sound because people at work say that I'm quite blunt, and like they sometimes take
You know,
things the wrong way.
when did bluntness become a bad thing? Because I feel like the being blunt is a pretty neutral, like,
I've always
it's a
been
neutral
reprimanded for
thing.
it.
It's
I
so
just don't get
crazy.
it. If
People,
we're at
Sorry.
work,
people want
then we need
pleasantries.
to, like, if you're at work, then anything I'm communicating with you is work related.
It's
So
work related. I'm
Why
not
can't
here
it
to
just
be
be
not want it-
straightforward?
yeah.
Why do I have to
It's
put
so
Exactly,
smileys?
yeah.
Why can't I just
I'm
like put
Hi, how are you? How was your weekend? Can you please tell me if you restarted your computer last week? Like, no. Hey, did you restart your
Oh
computer? That's
my
it. That's
gosh.
all you need to fucking say.
You made me think of it, but I don't know if this happens to you. But for some reason, some of my coworkers like to just send, "Hi, Blaze,"
Oh,
and I'm
if I
like,
get
I
a
hate
DM that
"Do
says
Ignore
that,
not."
them.
Like,
I
what do you
ignore
want?
them.
It
Just
makes
say
Yes.
the
me
thing.
to ignore them, but I can't because I have to answer them.
see, That
I'm
happens
like,
to me a ton on like TikTok and stuff. People just DM me hi, and I'm like, I'm not going to respond if you are just going to say hi. Or my least favorite that is worse than hi, can I ask you a question?
oh my gosh, I hate that.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
I
you
hate
just
that.
did.
Ask.
Just
Yeah.
write it because I'm not going to answer you. Like, just get it out. What are you trying to say? Don't just like do a little wave or a hi. I'm like, I'm not going to respond to that
Drives me
Okay.
DM.
insane.
And before though, and it's pretty recent on TikTok, you used to have the other person answer your message before you could continue to message them. So you would send the first one on TikTok and they had to answer. So you would usually just throw in like a little wave because you're being non-confrontational and you just want to say hello and be friends.
I
and you
think
just wanna
it's
start the
3
conversation.
DMs now
Different
that you
now.
can send before they like accept it, so that you can you can send 3 messages and then it
Okay.
cuts you off.
Okay.
The thing is, though, like at work, if someone like sends me a Teams and they're like, "Hey, how are you?" and I know because they do it every single time that they are gonna ask me to do something, I just think, just ask me the thing. Like, just say hi.
Just start
Can you please
responding.
do this? Like,
What do you need?
There
Question
is
mark.
I
a
just
What?
respond. I literally just respond to the thing. Like they'll be like, "Hi,
Ooh.
how are you?" And then, "Can you do this?" And I'll just be like, "Yep, that's done." And I won't respond to the other bits because I just don't really care.
Eyes.
Same.
The
I
eyes
use
emoji.
I'm
I
the
just put
worst.
the
I
eyeball
ignore.
emoji on it, just waiting for them. Like, hi, I'm looking.
I'm the worst. I ignore like their first like hi message like most of the time, and then I'll just answer everything else that they say.
You guys are
Yeah.
making me so glad I don't have coworkers.
Oh,
Mine-
every once in a while, I'll realize that I didn't say good morning and 4 messages down in parentheses. Good morning.
So my
Oh.
actual team doesn't do that, but there is a specific part of my team that is not actually my team that does it every single time. And I was just like, really?
Yeah.
That would
See,
drive me
my
crazy.
Use AI
department-
for these situations. How do we use AI to filter? Maybe we can use AI for our pleasantries because I've literally been reprimanded for this. Steph, people are saying that you're being rude in your emails. Try putting some smiley faces in there. So I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. And then I started getting complaints that I was being condescending in emails. I'm like, well, if you feel
Because
like
when
it's
you're
legitimate,
direct
you're
with the smiley
probably being a
face, it
dipshit.
comes
Yes.
across like so
Yeah.
different than when you're kind
Yeah.
with the smiley
Yeah.
face.
So
So they
with
sent me to a communications course. It didn't fix the problem because people wanted, "Hi, how are you? How was your weekend? I know you messaged me about your mouse not working. Let's troubleshoot. Can we get on a phone call today for 20 minutes so I can teach you how to plug your mouse in?" No, I was not cut out for that job. I do not
to
have
be
the best
fair,
IT,
Goblin
like,
Tools not only does it judge, it also can change how you write something. So I will write something and then I'll put it in there and I'll say make it more formal or
Does Goblin
make this
Tools
more
do
simple.
that? I didn't know it did that.
Yeah, Goblin Tools is
I'm
really
using
good.
ChatGPT for that. Please put this in a way that doesn't make me sound very irritated that
I
they made
think
me
you
wait 2 weeks for
can.
an
Where is
answer.
it? You can formalize it. You can make it more technical, more accessible, more polite, easier
Oh,
to
this is
read, more formal,
amazing.
more info. And you can make it more sociable, so waffle, or more to the point, unwaffle. I normally change mine to unwaffle because I don't really like.
Oh, this is not. I've only ever used the judge on here.
Yeah, no, it's really helpful. I also use the judge as well because like people always say like, oh, Dana sent an email that's really like, you're like, oh, let's let her respond to this email where someone's being an idiot because she'll just like give them a load of shit. And I don't mean to. I'm just like very much like, this is how you were supposed to do this. This is what you need to do now. Please don't do this again. Like
That's
sort your
gotta
life
be
out.
a little cathartic though, like getting your frustrations out in Goblin Tools and saying what you really want to say, and then it just like bleep, 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 and
Yeah,
you
I think it makes
spit out something that's
me come
appropriate.
across a little bit nicer than how like so sometimes I'll put it into the judge and then it'll be like, this is coming across as frustration, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me change this slightly, and then it will say it back.
It's so funny.
It's like, I can understand that you're frustrated that someone hasn't responded to you for a year on this thing that needs to get dealt with. And I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, I'll keep that frustration in. But other times it will say it and I'll think, yeah, let's get rid of that frustration out of that message. So I
Tons
think
of
it's
AI.
really
It's like
helpful.
not a lot of automation though, right? Like we're still doing stuff kind of manual, but we have the tools
Yeah.
that just kind of help it along.
I can't I haven't figured out how I need to be using automation. more. I know there's ways, but I just feel like maybe I haven't delved into it, so I can't see the gaps where it could fill in for me.
Don't
I
you
don't
use Inbox
trust.
to Notion though? Isn't that
I
automation?
guess that would be considered an automation. Yes, or now it's called inbox to action.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yes. But
I
yes.
I
Yeah, I
almost
would
did
consider that automation.
I
I've
almost
really
used
been
Motion.
enjoying. Sorry.
I almost used Motion and that would have automated my calendar. So it's
Oh.
like you pop in all of your tasks in motion.com and then it fills them in on days that you've designated for that client or like whatever that time block work and it just does it automatically. I don't trust that though. Like how do you know that I
That the
need to
time is
work?
right.
Well, I mean, because you can put in your time blocks, and I run my calendar like that anyway. So I have client 1 and 2 on these 2 days, and client 3 and 4 on those 2 days. But how do you know what to? Then I'm just like doing what the computer's telling me to do, but does it know priorities? And then you still have to spend all that time if it does prioritization, putting in the priorities for those tasks. It
Yeah, it
just feels
seems
like
easier
a
to
lot
just do
more
it
work for
yourself.
it to automate it.
If it
Yeah.
had AI though, wouldn't it learn a bit about you over time? Then that would be nice if it was able to actually learn how you do stuff over time. The more you use it, it got better at becoming your calendar assistant.
I don't know if it learns. That's a good
Notion,
question.
I'm pretty excited for Notion email. I don't know if you guys watched the keynote, but
I
Notion is
didn't.
coming out with mail and they are completely reinventing the way your inbox looks. Like it does not look like an inbox. It looks like a Notion page. It's pretty crazy. So I'm kind of excited for that. I feel like I want more things that are like breaking the mold of how we do things. I
I am
want
curious
Same.
about
AI
those.
to help us like create different ways of doing things that are not just like, oh, this is the standard traditional email. Every email inbox looks the same. And Notion was like, hold up, what if it didn't have to look like that? Which I think is
I'm
cool.
honestly excited. I'm for sure gonna use it. I just got used to Google or Gmail and the tagging system. I'm fucking obsessed with the tagging system, and I cannot believe it took me this many years to get on board with it. Like, saves me hours of maintenance a month. It is insane. What
Some
about like AI personal trainers that I've been seeing all over the internet?
I have not tried those.
I don't know.
I
It
see those all the
apparently
time.
it makes an AI version of yourself that has the ideal body metrics, and that person, that AI person trains you is the way that those ads look. Is it
Those are
just an
pretty
ad?
cool.
Maybe. But I that make me feel like shit every day if I was looking at a perfect body version of myself.
Yeah,
I
that
don't think
sounds
I'd want it to be
awful.
me. I wouldn't want it to be me.
Yeah.
I'd want a trainer, but I don't want the trainer to be me.
Same.
I want the
I
trainer
feel
to
like
know about
also I wouldn't
me.
want to listen to my. I'd be like, fuck off. You don't know what I know
Yeah.
what you know.
Like,
You're me. I know you don't know this.
Exactly.
that's hilarious. Um, I only really use ChatGPT, guys. I'm kind of boring when it comes to AI.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of the
Yeah.
same.
I think writing the notes for this, I realize a lot more AI that I do use, like with at university and then like with the Goblin tools and stuff. And I found it like really interesting because a lot of the time, like the Glean software and like Speechify and stuff like that, I wouldn't have thought of that as AI, even though it is
Mm.
AI. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I have a very like I have this idea of AI in my head, and then like sometimes it doesn't. Things that are AI just don't fit into what I think it is because I'm just thinking of like Chat GPT and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
I
my job is very like human based, not only because of like the types of meetings that I'm in, but like when you think of a warehouse, you're thinking of like actual people doing the work. There are automated warehouses, but like a lot of warehouses, well, a lot of the automation isn't quite up to standard when it comes to like food regulations
That
specifically.
makes sense. Yeah.
So you need people because and that also makes it where like AI and stuff like that doesn't necessarily work for me except for like small administrative type things
Yeah,
because my job is just so like nuanced.
yeah. Because
I feel
I
that.
also work in a warehouse, obviously logistics, and we don't use any AI in like our warehouse.
I was telling you guys earlier, but I'll repeat it for for everyone listening. But the software that I work on recently added an AI component to it, and it's all right. Sometimes it's like good, but other times it's just like it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw this AI, I forget what it's called, but basically it can train your employees. So when you have like a new employee on, it has all of the training that they need, and then they can ask it questions. So instead of like having to go and like ask a higher up or a superior like something about your job, you can just ask this AI assistant, and then it can answer your questions that you have like about the job that you're doing, which I thought
That's
was really cool.
that's
If
how
you find
the
that, let me know.
that's how the
I
system
will.
that I work on is. It's more stuff like that.
Because
Like
It's kind of cool.
it has your whole company brain inside of it. Probably it's
yes,
like a
that's
private
Mm,
GPT
no,
or
I would love
close.
to know about
well, so the software is a SaaS solution, so it's
Oh,
not actually like owned by my company. So
gotcha.
it's more specific to the software itself.
That makes
feel like
sense.
I'm
Oh, okay, okay. I
building
get what you're
a
saying.
GPT like
Yeah.
that. And not just for onboarding, but like I'm building this course for like retail loyalty. And that is what I want. I want an environment that they can essentially ask all of their questions to, and it will give them that like preliminary feedback.
hmm
And it's all
I
fed
do
in
like
there.
I do like using Notion AI for like asking it questions about stuff that's in my Notion. So you can literally be like, since I track like all of my habits, I can be like, how many times did I do my gratitude journal in the month of July? And it will like pop out, you did your gratitude journal 26 times in the month of July. Like
That's
that's kind of
cool.
fun
That's
to know
cool.
like about my own Notion. Probably should use it more than I have, but I like that you can like your Notion can become a brain for your own AI, and then it can like just source and search that.
I'm gonna try Glean and I'll let you know how that goes. I'm gonna not renew Notion AI because it just lapsed and I messaged him. I was like, what the hell? Like I thought I had this through the rest of the year. They're like, no, you did it in the middle of your billing cycle. So your Notion renewed, but your Notion AI did not.
Mm.
And now that I know about Glean, I'm gonna try Glean because it has an integration with Notion. And it's supposed to be the one AI for all workspaces, which is what I fucking want. I also
We
need the thing to do the phone calls for the transcription. I need that.
we also have a bunch more resources in here that we are not going to get to today that we can
Oh,
post in the
don't worry. I will
Discord.
be putting them in the Discord
Yes,
like
there's
straight
like
after
so
this.
many for like ADHD and autism and dyslexia. Dana went ham on finding like
I did.
basically every AI that
Damn,
you could use for
damn. I've
everything.
been
So we will
Googling
be sure
these
to
while we've
share
been
those.
talking.
Um,
There's so
I
much
was
in
just so
here.
I
I
worried we
wanna know
wouldn't
what
have
people
enough to talk
do.
about, and I was like,
yeah,
let me
no.
add everything in here.
I just found an AI on Twitter called Libby, and it is an email manager. And it will
Ooh.
respond to your emails. It will schedule calls with people. It will like basically manage your email inbox. Which I think, well, actually, it can do anything. There's like, it basically has like employees, and you can choose like how you want the AI to act. So, and then you can create your own employee. So people have like, it's kind of like Notion templates. People are like, oh, I made this AI that is an email inbox manager. And then you can like download them. That sounds so weird. But yeah, the one that I saw was a fully like email inbox manager that will schedule your calls and send people your calendar link. And like that, for busy people, like that is huge.
Hmm.
That's super
That's
helpful.
insane.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't like all the monthly fees. So that's kind of
Yeah,
why
you
I
have
think
to pick and
I
choose
could
kind
do.
of what's most important to you
So
because
like
yeah,
the
they
one that
all
does your
cost
phone
money.
calls, is that also a monthly
It's
subscription?
you get 300 minutes a month free.
Okay. What is it called again?
Plaud,
Oh, Claude.
Plaud AI.
Okay. I think Nathan told me about this too.
And look on TikTok Shop because it's often cheaper than on their website
Hmm.
for whatever reason.
Because they want you to buy it through TikTok Shop.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going wherever it's cheaper, okay?
Mood. Same.
No,
I
honestly.
I feel like such a boomer though when we talk about like how everything's a subscription now, and I'm like, why can't we just buy things like Straight
I
up.
hate
Like, oh
And
it.
my
I'm the
god.
same. If I can do a one-time fee, I'm doing a one-time
Yeah,
fee. If it's
I
gonna
would
be
prefer
Same.
that.
annual, I need to make damn sure that I'm gonna use it. Like, and there's very few annual subscriptions that I'll pay for. Like Notion, 100%. Notion AI, I gave it a shot. Meh. It's so
Mm,
hit and miss. I wish Notion AI was like, if you're very specific about how you write things in Notion, it can be very helpful, but I don't always remember how I wrote it down, and I need it to read the transcripts, and it's just like,
Yeah.
mm.
I am in love with my chat GPT. She is like my little assistant friend that knows everything about my business and all the things. And I'm just like, hi, hello.
If you
This
have
is what I need
time,
today.
I would love to compare GPTs because I have them built for mine as well,
I
and
don't have
I'm
any built.
always
I
like,
just use like the memory. Like I haven't like created a custom one. I just have my main GPT and it knows everything about me.
and the
I
memory,
have
my
a
memory's
like
full. Though.
I
Oh,
have
mine's
a
not.
question for you guys, like an important question
Mhm.
about
Yes.
using AI. Do you thank
Oh,
GPT?
totally. Every
Absolutely.
time.
Please,
Because
thank
like
you.
I
I'm
do.
very
Yes.
kind
I'm
when it
like,
makes
you're so
mistakes.
amazing. This is
I
great.
explain
Thank
to
you
it
so
when I'm
much.
frustrated. I'm like, listen, it's not you, it's me. I'm having a really bad brain day. I don't understand what you're saying. Can you please speak to me a little bit like more
I
concise? It's
totally talk to
very
you like a
verbose right
person.
now.
I'm always
Yeah.
like, thank you so much. This is amazing. Or like at
Yes, I
the
do the
end, when I
same.
finished using it for the day, I'm like, thank you so much for your help. Like you have literally just made like everything so much easier for me. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna be able to like go to sleep better
Yeah.
now.
And it
Like I'm
always
just
has
always
something
like
nice to
nice.
say back to
Yeah,
you, doesn't
it's
it? It's
so
always so
nice.
nice in
When the
response.
robot
Like,
overlords come, I will not be at the top of the
Yeah,
list.
no, me
definitely.
either. They'll be like,
ChatGPT
we
will be
remembered
like,
you.
these ladies, they were nice to me, so leave them alone. That's what I'm
Yes.
hoping.
I will get a studded collar and get to sit next to them instead of instant death.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
the
what we
better
want.
life.
That's the goal.
What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? Favorite part?
Oh,
I have
I
learned so
feel
many things. I will start. I am many resources. I wish this was a 2-hour episode, and yeah, not sorry for all the questions y'all are about to get from me on what you're using for AI. Show you yours if you show me mine. Other way around. Show me mine. You know what I said. Blaze can cut that out.
Nope. Gonna keep it.
I feel like my biggest takeaway is that I don't automate much in my life and I don't know how to automate. Like I don't know what is available for automating stuff.
That's kind
Like
of how I feel.
I like went through this and I was thinking, I don't automate anything. Like Steph's right. Everything I said I use AI for, I am manually doing everything. Like I mean, I know, Braylon, you're correct in the fact of like there's buttons in Notion and there's like rituals and stuff that will come up like an automated thing. But like in the grand scheme of things, I don't think I automate much. I feel like I'm making a
I'm
lot
kind of
more
the
work
same.
for myself. And like I saw this thing this morning that really freaked me out, which is like stress like can kill you. And I was like, I do way too much like always myself. And I feel like automation is something I maybe need to look into to try and like take some of that stress away from myself and like make my life a bit easier, because at the moment I'm not really like living my life. I'm just like doing everything other than
Ask
enjoying the life
GPT.
that I have.
Tell it what you're frustrated with and ask it how you can use it to
How we
automate
can
more.
automate. Yeah, we had to use AI to tell us how
Yeah,
to automate.
exactly. We will be nice to ChatGPT and say, hi, please can you help me?
Oh my god, it even wrote the Python script for me.
I
Gotta go to work.
think I'm kind of the same as Dana. Like, I am feeling inspired to kind of figure out what gaps in my business and personal life I could be automating things instead of doing them myself. Because, yeah, I did not know there were this many resources. There's
Yeah.
so
This
many
is just the tip
things.
of the iceberg. Dana listed all of her resources too, the references where she got them. It's just there's so many.
I'm nothing if not thorough.
I mean, I did several hours of research for the work presentation that I'm doing, and I'm scrolling through yours, and I'm like, wait, I could use that. Wait, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Wait, why
use
didn't I
it.
think of that? Wait, I'm on Focus at Will right now, and I'm like, do I really want a monthly subscription to give me the right music for Focus? I'm like, kind of. I kind of want to try it.
Honestly, learning how to Google to get the information that you want is such a skill that we should be teaching people, like 100%.
100%.
Like,
100%.
this stuff didn't take me that long to find in the grand scheme of things.
It's the same as like prompt engineering. Like people will learn how to better prompt AI.
I did a
Yeah.
workshop on that the other day in Discord. I should do another one. It was a little bit dated, but it was really helpful.
Oh, that's interesting. What about you, Blaze?
My my biggest takeaway is that actually I have multiple takeaways from this, so I'm just going to go through all of them.
Do
But
it.
the first one is that I don't use AI that much. Like I use it mostly when it comes to like my Twitch. That's like, and the podcast. But those are like the only two things that I really use it for. And then my second takeaway is that I never thank the GPT. I never thank it.
Oh my god.
That's like the only thing I think of for AI.
I'm always like, thank you so much. This is so helpful. You're the
Right?
Yeah, I never
best.
do.
Yeah, do that.
I guess I
Thank
don't
you.
use it enough. So
Okay,
I
so
just don't think it.
We want
best
you to
use
be
case for
part of our
GPT.
overlord team. Come on. Like, come
No,
join
really.
us.
So if you're ever feeling, for example, anxious or just like you're in a funk and you just want someone to talk to, but you don't want to like bug a friend, or it's just like whatever you're just embarrassed by, or you just like really don't want it to get outside of your own little bubble, open ChatGPT on your phone and use the voice. Have a conversation with GPT. Every time I'm on the way to a networking event,
See,
GPT is up and I'm talking through that anxiety. Holy shit. Try it. You'll
I
thank GPT
love
at
to
the end
bug a
of it.
friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
get that.
guess I can't get past that. I know it's AI. I can't get past that.
I love that it's AI. That's what makes me feel more comfortable sharing what I'm sharing, because like it's not another
I'm the
human knowing
opposite.
I
the
just
thoughts
like
bouncing around in
talking
my
to
brain.
friends.
Yeah, my
so-
friends know me. They know all the shit I've been through. If I say like something,
Mhm.
they don't need context behind it. They kind of already know the context. Whereas AI, I feel like they would need to know like my
Yeah,
whole
they would need
life
context.
background to know why this one thing has like triggered me, and I'm like upset about it.
And a lot of times when I feel that way, I'm mostly just like venting and not really looking for an answer.
Not looking
Like
for
I
I like
know the
that.
answer
I just want to
already.
vent.
Yeah, you just want to chat.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's
My third takeaway.
Oh.
I had 3. My third takeaway is that I have no idea how to automate.
Yeah.
None. Like you would think that being in like an IT field that I would maybe have some automation, but all the automation that I do have was like already built. So I don't know how to automate the rest of it.
I feel like we need to have like a little like area in Discord or something where we just kind of brainstorm, we talk about like automations, and we all try and help
See?
each other make our lives a little bit easier. So we're not
That would be
just
fun.
constantly working
It's a
for the
great
man.
workshop.
We're like having some time where we can actually like chill.
I love that. That's a
I'm
good
gonna
idea.
add that to my to-do list, because that I would love to do that. Love.
Amazing.
Who knows? I might just realize that my field is too hard to automate a bunch.
Or
Well, I
you
mean, what about,
find that
like, personal life
actually
stuff,
you've saved
right?
a load of time by automating. Let's
Like
be
Maybe.
positive.
groceries. I guess I half automate my groceries. I'll throw in I have a Notion template that I just throw in all the ingredients to, and it tells me all of the meals that it like lines up with. And
I kind of just stick with the same meals like all the time.
I just go to our freezer and I see what we have, and I'm like, yep, that will be a meal, this will be a meal, that will be a meal, and then I just keep rebuying our staples that we always have. And then if there's
Exactly.
anything reduced or like cheap, I'll be like, yeah, we'll have that. That looks nice.
That's what
make
I
that in
do.
for meal at some point.
I feel that. I feel that.
Definitely desserts as well.
My safe foods are gross right now. We'll figure it out. Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. We hope you found some value. I know I friggin' did. Join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Follow us on social media and tune in for our next episode, Navigating Your Mid-20s. That's gonna be
Ooh,
sick.
fun.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
Same.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.